Hey guys.
Alright guys, we're here today to check out the latest video single from our friends in Fear of Domination. The name of the song is Dive Into I. Should be Dive Into Me. I'm no English professor, but who am I to judge an artiste on how they decide to name their songs? But from an English perspective, should be Dive Into Me.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. Now, like I said, this is the latest single, the latest video. This is actually the second single and the second video that they've released for their upcoming album. I'm going to be really honest with everybody watching this. I was not a big fan of the first single that they released. I don't know. It didn't do it for me.
Didn't it hit you?
It didn't hit me. Or it hit me, but it didn't hit me in a good way.
In a good way.
I wasn't a huge fan. Now, hopefully, fingers crossed, this one is more in line in terms of what I've come to. Yeah, in terms of what I've expected from them. Like, I have really high. The bar is really high as far as these guys are concerned. I really like these guys. So the first single, I don't know. But hey, I'm here to see what this second single is all about. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's check this out. I'm going to let you go first on this because I started this video by saying that I wasn't a big fan of the first single that they released.
That's why I want to hear you.
No, but I don't want my opinion to jade your opinion, so I want you to go first because I kind of set it up that way. So now you go first, and then I'll tell you what I think.
But for this track, I didn't like the starting. Like I'm not the biggest fan of those electronic vocals at the start.
Okay.
I'm only okay with them if they come in for like 2 seconds, but they were in for a lot longer than 2 seconds. But then I was scared because I thought that's where we were going with this. But then
that was more of the first single was more like that.
Yeah, and then went to the normal vocals and the kind of back and forth between the vocals, which I really liked. And the song itself has this good motion to it.
So you liked it?
Yeah, I liked it.
I think this is way better than the first single. This to me should have been the first single. I like the reason why I like this one more is because it has more. The first one I felt was too electronic, industrial, but like industrial more from an electronic side, and it didn't have enough metal in it. Like if you know what I'm saying, like the sound to me didn't have enough substance to it. And the vocals were a little bit, like you said, with the electronic elements and stuff like that. I'm not a huge fan of that, to be honest with you, depending on how they're used. But if it's like the whole song like that, it's like I'm listening to auto-tune. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I'm not a huge fan. Now, this song to me is leaps and bounds way better than the first single. Because to me, it had more metal in it. It had more drums, it had more guitar, it had more bass. The keyboards were still there, but the keyboards had this really... almost psychedelic vibe to the sound that they had, and I thought that they merged the melody that we're creating merged with the track perfectly, merged with all the other different elements. I didn't feel like they were pushing the sound like you were you know what I mean, like they were permeating throughout the track and all you could hear is keyboards or whatever. No, I thought they were really well blended with the other stuff that was happening within the song, either be the vocals, the guitars, or the drums. But overall, I felt like this was a song that had more metal in it. Like you actually could hear instruments, that you could actually hear them play those instruments. It was not like a guy with a turntable or like, you know, with a mixer making a whole song just with a mixer. You know what I mean? Not there's anything wrong with that. I'm just not a fan of it. So to me, the fact that this track had a little bit more meat on the bone, had more metal, I really love it. And I love the fact that it's so dynamic. From the moment it starts, there's only that little bridge there where the song pauses before it comes back in again. That's the only time the song really slows down. Because outside of that, it's super energetic track, is a fun track, has great tempo, has great motion. I love the way the guitars sound. I love the drums, and I love the fact that they use different kinds of drums.
Yeah.
They used those Fine Young Cannibals electronic like drums. When you hit it, it sounds like pop.
Yeah.
They used those, which is very 80s. Like those were really popular in the 80s.
Synthesizer and stuff.
Yeah, which merges perfectly well with the synthesizer sound because it had that psychedelic 80s vibe to it. So those two come in together. So I like the diversity from a drums perspective. They give us at least 3 different sounds that I could feel throughout the track. So it kept things moving, kept things fresh, kept things happening. I really like the vocals. I like the vocals between the two of them. I think they have great dynamic. They really feed one off of the other. The only thing I wanted more was the clean vocals. Her clean vocals are phenomenal.
Yeah, and they brought a lot to the track.
The song, when she came in with the clean vocals, it became a different track.
It opened up.
It opened up. It's like you open up the windows and you let the air in. It air out the track. And I was hoping that they would come again towards the end. I was actually hoping in that bridge, in that super melodic bridge, before the song kind of kickstarts again, I was hoping towards the end of that bridge she would come in and just singing with clean vocals to kind of like lead you back into... instead of having that breakdown feel like abrupt, like it stops and then it becomes heavy again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was expecting the track to have that more of an ease you into the heaviness again and use her clean vocals as the bridge that takes you back into the heaviness of the track. That's kind of where I thought they were going to go with it, because they used it early in the track and then that was it. And I thought it was phenomenal. I wanted more of it because it was just so... For a song that's so electronic, that's so industrial, that's so driven, that has so many different elements pulling you, that has great momentum. Her voice with the clean vocals was so outside the box.
Yeah.
That made you like stop and like, whoa.
Really think about it.
Yeah, what are they doing here? What is this? But it worked. And it was really good. So I wanted more of that. That was the only thing I was a little bit disappointed on, that they give us the tip at the beginning, and that was just the tip.
I was kind of hoping for that too, because it really went nice with the keyboard.
It did. It was, the melody of in her voice, Sarah's voice. She has an incredible voice.
But the keyboard
complemented her so well, and she the song has a lot of heaviness to it, not just from the drums and the guitars. Overall, the sound that it has a thick sound to it. There's a lot of different layers in this track. You got keyboards, guitars, drums, bass, 2 sets of vocalists. All the different layers that are there that add this industrial electronic vibe. I mean, there's a lot of things to unpack. Different styles of drums. There's a lot of things that make this song as robust as it is. But when it was just her voice with the clean vocals, everything got stripped away, and it was simple. And the song kind of, I felt that almost needed a little bit more of that towards the end of the track. But having said that, I really enjoy this song. This should have been the first single. Because to be honest with you, that first single, I didn't gravitate to it. I just didn't connect with it. And
most people, it may not connect with them, and then they'll lose interest in the band and won't give it a second chance. For people who are first listeners.
Maybe for people who are first listeners who never heard the band before, fans of Fear of Domination,
they always give more chances,
they always know kind of where you're going with this. But the first single to me felt really outside the box. So what I start wondering is, where is this album going to go? If the first single is going to sound like this sounds like not a complete, but a somewhat of a departure from their previous record.
Because usually you want to kind of settle someone into your new album by giving them something a little bit more
traditional,
what they're used to, and then kind of give them the newer stuff.
I think this would have been a better first single. That song would have been a better second single, because I think there's elements of that track in this track, but here they're presented to you in a more palpable way. So if you're coming from their previous album into this album and you get this song first, it's a smoother transition into what the next track, which ends up being in reverse. But you know what I mean? What the first single was going to be all about. So I think they should have done it in reverse. But I mean, who am I? I'm just a guy on YouTube listening to videos and listening to music and critiquing. You know what they say? Those that can do, critique.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what we're here for. But I love this song. Much better, in my opinion, at least much better. They kind of lost a little bit of my attention. Now they regained my attention, because now I'm like, all right, if there's more of this and less of the other, then I'm in for this album. Just the other one, like I said, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but it just wasn't my thing. I didn't connect with it. Now this one was interesting.
Yeah, this one was really good.
This one is good. All right, guys, let us know your thoughts on the band, on this single, on the previous single. The previous single had a lyric video. Let us know what do you think about these two songs, these two first singles from the band. What are your expectations? Do you see them going in a different direction? Is this part and parcel of what Fear of Domination is? Let us know in the comment section below, and we'll see you guys at the next video. See ya.
See ya.